Good afternoon. Thank you for attending our session. I am Dr. Patterson, principal of Lake Taylor School. I will let my two tech integration specialists introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Andrea Howell. I am a technology integration program specialist at Lake Taylor School, and I work with the teachers in 6th to 8th grade.
Good afternoon. My name is Corinne Hupman, and I am the technology integration program specialist for K through 5.
We are getting started. This is all new for us, presenting virtually. So we will get everything going. I'll just begin as we work on getting our screen to advance. Lake Taylor School is located in the Military Circle, Janif area. Over the years, we have transitioned to become a K-8 school. While we were transitioning to become a K-8 school, I was asked to come up with a focus for our school since we were literally changing. So we were a Title I middle school with grades 6 through 8. And over the last 4 years, we transitioned as 2 elementary schools closed and they moved over to Lake Taylor Middle School. The first group was Fairlawn, 3-5. They came over in fall of 2019, grades 3 through 5. And then last year, the last group that originally were at Poplar Hall Elementary School, and then they transitioned to Fairlawn and was there for 2 years. And now they are here with us at Lake Taylor. So we are now a full K-8. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how we transitioned, what we did as we transitioned to our zoning changes, our building changes, and how we engage our students, staff, and families. And then we'll have a few clips from our actual classrooms. So here are our pictures. If you look us up, Lake Taylor School, we're Norfolk Public Schools. We're close by. If I tell everybody, I'm in between Military Circle, our school is, between Military Circle, IKEA, and the new outlets, the newer outlets. They're no longer new anymore. We're right on the border of Virginia Beach. So let's go ahead and get started with our day. As enrollment started to decline in Norfolk as a way to keep our schools in a neighborhood neighborhood type school, Norfolk Public Schools decided to close 2 of the elementary schools, as I stated earlier. So our school comprised of Lake Taylor Middle School students and Fairlawn students and Poplar Hall students. The building at Poplar Hall was getting much older, so there was a need to change location for those students. And if you look at the screen, during that change, we literally, I was told they're going to take the sign off and give us a new sign, and they just took middle school off. So for a year, we had a lopsided sign. But now they've fixed it and we're fully Lake Taylor School. This has been the first year that no one's had to move in, no one's had to change rooms. So we were happy to see this fall come, to be able to have a normal school opening. So Poplar Hall's elementary school was primarily a pre-K to 2 school. They were the last group for us to move to our building. And they came in last fall, and we've been able to utilize quite a bit of this research. Our older students not only have younger brothers and sisters that are right in school with them, but we've been able to help them through challenges and offer community service an alternative to suspensions, and they go down to the younger grades, kindergarten and first grade, and they're able to work with those students, read to them, several different ways that we have those kids staying in school. Even our older elementary students, they're able to go down to the younger grades and read to them. So we've seen a great impact, is what this quote talks about. As a part of the move, we had some renovation to do. The downstairs science classrooms, we had the old science lab tables, and we had old science storage that turned into bathrooms. So they added 4 bathrooms to our kindergarten hall to have a true sense of elementary in our building. We already had the pipes right there, so they just transitioned and created restrooms. Our library was upgraded and renovated. Along with our change and adding the technology focus, we transitioned to all Apple equipment. So in the media center, we took all of the old HP computers, the desktops we had in there, and we added iMacs. And our computer labs, they all changed to iMacs because we became Apple Pathway School in 2019 when this first change began. So teachers, it was during Teacher Appreciation Week, they were able to receive iMacs, laptops, MacBook laptops, excuse me, and iPads. And then we had students and parents coming in transitioning from Chromebooks to iPads during that same week. So we full sail changed the entire building to outfit Apple products. So our media center went from becoming an old, stale, dark brown wood media center to bright, light colors and a little bit more child friendly, because it looked really like a secondary library. So as a part of our vision, we are aspiring to be an Apple Distinguished School. Right now, One Norfolk School, Berkeley Campostella Early Childhood Center, has been an Apple Distinguished School for the past 4 years. So we are right on board to do the same thing and become an Apple Distinguished School. So our teachers get Apple Teachers Certified. We connect, we collaborate, and create. And we've shown growth for the first time in many years in our English for reading. So a lot has changed in 1 year. Over the past year, now that we are all in one building together, finally, we have been able to collaborate amongst the grade levels, and our elementary teachers are learning from middle school teachers, and our middle school teachers are learning from our elementary teachers. We're going to transition a little. Ms. Howell.
Hello again. My name is Andrea Howell, and in this next section, I'm going to be explaining how we have engaged our families, the parents, the students, and the staff in what our vision is for Lake Taylor School. And if I can get the mouse where it belongs. So you can see on the screen, it says at LTS, we lead, and lead stands for learning, engaging, achieving, and discovering. And so you'll see that throughout this presentation. And this is not working how I thought. And it completely exited out.
Mm-hmm.
And where's present?
Right there.
Internet. right, let's try this again.
There you go.
Oh, I was going too fast. So one of the changes that came along with transitioning into our building that we have now is the technology focus. And in order to facilitate that, there had to be a new position, which is where Ms. Hutman and myself come in. So our title is a Technology Integration Program Specialist. And these are some of the major roles that we take on at Lake Taylor School. So we do a lot of instructional support. We do tech support too, not necessarily because we have to, because you do have a network engineer, and for a little while we had an ITRT. But since we no longer have an ITRT and our network engineer is split between different locations, if there is something that we can help our teachers with, then we do. I just realized that word was spelled wrong. Apple Ambassadors is a program that we have where teachers learn things in Apple and they bring it back to the school. This was something Ms. Hutman to talk about again a little bit later because it was a partnership between multiple buildings. We do software training. So some of the software that the teachers use in the building, if they're not as familiar with it or need more assistance with using it in their classrooms and instruction, then we help out there. We help manage the website and social media. Co-teach. At the end of the day, whatever it is that we can help with in the building, that's what we do. So here is just a few examples of some of the things that we assist teachers with, but this list is exhaustive. And then even if there's something that we're not familiar with, the teachers can still ask us for support. We'll learn how to do it and then go back and teach. Another way that we engage the staff is not only using it in their classroom, but use it to get things done that we need on a daily basis as educators. So they're expected to do their lesson plans online and upload them. When we have meetings, we complete agenda forms prior to and during the meeting. And even all of the data, they collaborate and put that into the data form. And that's one of the things that we talk about in some of these agenda meetings. So they almost get that feel as if they are the student as well. So it's not, we're only making the students doing it. The teachers are active in using this type of technology as well. Part of the program, I mentioned the Apple Ambassadors program. So we encourage all of our teachers to become Apple certified teachers, and that this program is free professional learning by Apple, and it's online and teachers can complete at their own pace. And once they get through with it, they get a certificate that they are recognized as an Apple certified teacher. And in order for us to apply for Apple distinguished schools, we have to have a certain percent of our teachers that meet that criteria. So the pictures that you see are some of our teachers, not all of them, because we have about almost 80% now of our teachers, but just a few. And what you're seeing them receive is the Apple that we made using the Glowforge that we have in the building. So we have our own maker space with a Glowforge, a 3D printer, a Cricut machine. So it's a maker space that's available for teachers and students to use. So this is just one of the projects that we were able to do in that space. And then also we mentioned that we are a K-8 school. So in this picture that you can see different groups of students working at the same time. So again, part of merging to be a K-8 building, we had to be able to keep track of our students and know who was supposed to be where at what time. So our K-2 students wear red shirts, 3 through 5 wear orange shirts, and our middle school students wear maroon colored shirts. But in the picture in the center, you can see that there's a child in each one of those categories in this picture. So when we have opportunities for the older students to assist or work with the younger students, we do. And in this particular picture, it's an after school club where they were all working together. So great collaboration through all the grade levels. And just another picture of some of our older students that needed to do some community service because they may not have been making the best choices in school. So we give them something positive to do with their energy. So here we have some of the older students assisting some of our first grade students with technology. So not only do we learn at Lake Taylor School, we like to keep everybody engaged. One of the things we do to keep everybody engaged is to use technology. We know a lot of our families use social media, so we make sure that we are present on social media. We keep our website up to date. We use Class Dojo, which is a free program available to all educational entities. So we use that consistently, and we also make sure that we send out information through a weekly call and email. So it's very important to keep everybody informed of what's going on in the building. And here is an example of some of the things, just the feedback that we get, showing that parents, some of the teachers, some of the families, people in the public are seeing what we're doing. They're hitting like, they're following. So we know that we're making an impact. And people know what's going on at Lake Taylor School. We are an open book. So we want people to see and know.
Very transparent.
So, you know, it's amazing. I love working at Lake Taylor. Sorry, I got a little tongue tied for a minute. All right, moving right along. So we did learn, we did engage, and now we're at the achieve section of my part of the presentation. Here you see our track team that were district champions for the 21-22 school year. Our Battle of the Books team won first place. We had a district science fair winner, and then most recently our football team won the district championship. So we learn at Lake Taylor School, but we are still known for our athletic abilities and intellectual abilities, just like the science fair and the Battle of the Books team is showing you here. And because we're a K-8 school and we have specialty schools, some of the members of the track team and the football team attend Rosemount, which is a specialty school in our district. And so they don't have their separate athletics team, so they join us too. So we're a big melting pot, big happy family. This is another occasion where the older students are working with the younger students. This was actually the kindergarten promotion ceremony, and we had 8th grade students to escort them from their classrooms to the auditorium. And one of the most amazing things about this opportunity is we had some siblings that were able to be there for each other. So we have a sister and a brother, and we have 2 sisters that were there. And this was at the end of the pandemic, so I don't think we had any parents. We were just virtual live. So it was nice that they still had a family member in the building that could be there with them. And discovering. So we want our students to be well-rounded. So it's not just all education, it's not just all athletics. We do fun activities too. And so here are some pictures from our fall festival from 2021. And this was a great time because this was us coming back from COVID and not being allowed to have families in the building, but our parents were able to meet the teachers, say hi, see them face to face at this opportunity. And we also had a spring festival. So it just continued on. We invite special guests like Virginia Health Department, Access College Foundation, and different resources that our parents may need and otherwise may not have access to or be familiar with. When we have our festivals, we bring that information out.
And we make sure we involve technology in those events so that the parents get a chance to be involved with tech too.
Right. So for example, at the Spring Festival, we had a station set up with iPads, and parents were able to sign their students up for the different programs that the school district was offering for the summer. That way, not having internet or not having a device, that excuse was removed from them. And then what you see now on the screen is our first iExpo. So this is part of our Apple Distinguished School process, where we have to be able to share with the community and stakeholders what it is that we're doing with technology and Apple in the building. And we also had special guests come out. We had North Star, which you see in the picture, Norfolk State. What else? No, that was science night. We also had a science night. So we had Norfolk State and Sail Nauticus and some other people come out as well. So we are trying to, again, engage the community as much as possible, allow them to come into our building to meet our families. And again, our families be able to see some of the resources that are available. And Ms. Hutman.
So I am the K-5, and I will be taking you through how we use technology in the classroom today. Yeah, it's coming over. So John Dewey said, if we teach today's students as we taught yesterday's, we rob them of tomorrow. I'm going to show you how his words are still relevant today. We began at Poplar Halls. Before we even became a K-8 school, Poplar Halls was lucky enough to receive a military grant that gave 2 class sets of iPads. So pre-K through 2 were using iPads probably about 2 to 3 years before we became the K-8 school. Our teachers were given PD. They also provided codable robots, so some of the students were able to code robots. I, as the Title I teacher, was tasked and given the opportunity to teach technology in a resource block. So instead of just art, music, PE, we had a technology block too that the grades 1 through 2 would come into on a weekly basis. And then I would get a chance to go into the pre-K rooms occasionally. These were my first steps in my journey to this job. And then we need technology in every classroom and in every student and teacher's hand because it is the pen and paper of our time. And it is the lens through which we experience much of our world. These words became so true when COVID hit. We had moved to Fairlawn. It was our first move on our way to Lake Taylor. When we did that, COVID hit right about that time. We were in a new building. Construction kind of came to a standstill. But then the next year, beginning of the year, as they were saying, teachers got iPads and MacBooks. They were given, we made a cohort called the Apple Ambassadors, and they had contracted an Apple representative to meet with us. Probably, I think it was bi-weekly, and we would collaborate using Apple skills or just any technology skill, actually, the cameras, applications that were on there. This is an example of one of the things that one of our students did with GarageBand. Okay. We can find our download.
It's not in the top right corner.
Where?
The down arrow. That wasn't.
Yeah, it was. There we go. So how come it's not playing? Okay, well, we'll come back to that one since I can't get it to play for us. Okay. The next slide is a video of what we accomplished during the year, and I'm going to go to our videos here. Right here.
over a quick way.
Ah,
Let's see if that does it. Hmm.
any suggestions?
Do you have any? Mm-mm.
They should come directly up their file. Open. Okay, let's try that. And now let's go to here.
Mm-mm. This may be quick time, but it's not playing.
So let's see if I come back over here. Ah,
My name is
There we
Miss
go.
Hupman, and I work at
Are we sharing
Fairlawn
it on screen now?
Elementary.
let's see.
Fairlawn Elementary is a pre-K through 2 school.
You sharing the right screen?
From kites, bikes, and aeroplanes, the Wright brothers persevered and collaborated to design and create something humans would study, learn from, and innovate for years to come. Following in their footsteps, the Apple ambassadors of Norfolk Public Schools and Apple are collaborating to design and create modes of learning and lessons that will have our students learning and innovating for years to come.
We'll skip over this part.
Like wood.
Yes. A board solid.
We tried several things, and one of our best attempts was creating life cycle projects using
Plant
iClips.
life cycle by Deanna. Seeds can grow into many different things, such as peaches, watermelon, apple, banana, and even more. Once the seedling is in the right condition, it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Plants make their own food process by a thing called photosynthesis. This is a flower. Did you know that a vegetable called broccoli is actually a flower? Crazy, but it is a flower. This is my ending sentence. There are many seeds in this world. Seedlings will grow into a beautiful flower. We can eat plants like fruits and vegetables. Now that it is a flower, it will grow more seeds. Seedlings, plants, and flowers are a part of my plant life. Bye and happy spring.
Our journey using Apple products, Apple lessons, and applications has just begun. My students have far exceeded my expectations from the beginning. As my students continue this path at Lake Taylor next year, I cannot wait to see what they will create for their new teachers and how they will use this in the years to come.
So come back over here. And there we go. Ah. There it is. Okay. So what we found is that if students are working on something exciting that they really care about, they don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls them. I'm going to switch screens here. Hold on just a moment. There it is. Yeah. Okay. And Steve Jobs said this too. If you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. With Deanna, she didn't have the ability to write things down. That was a weakness of hers. But when we gave her the CLIPS application and asked her to tell about the life cycle, you can tell it just blossomed, and she blossomed with that project. And we moved to Lake Taylor the next year, and we were back in school, and it was time to make connections, asynchronous to synchronous, technology to pen and paper or pencil and paper, and independent work to group work or collaborative work. This sums up our year as Lake Taylor. It was our first year, and we were, back in school. These were some of the things that we did. I'm gonna try and see if it'll, oops, no. Mm-mm. So let me come back over here again. And you share. Go here.
Go ahead, save the draw.
Ah, thank you. And where are you at? Okay. This was a kindergarten class that was using their iPads to take pictures and learn letters and how to spell their names. This was a fourth grade class that were doing ocean reports. They used markup to take notes on their ocean reports. This was a third grade class, and they used Book Creator to create books on China.
Wall of China is like a wall, so people won't be able to get inside of China, and slaves had built that wall, and just people all the way back then when the Great Wall of China was made.
We also used it to celebrate February's Black History Month.
White people get. Hi, my name is Fiona, and I'm making a report about Ruby Bee. I learned that she helped white people and Black people come together by going to a white school. But now I'm brave. She was about my age. She was like, actually no, she was in first grade. She was in first grade, I'm in first grade. And now, some other ways you should read.
We also used Flipgrid.
I hate to be late, and I think this is one of the best opinions because it's about time, and it's really funny. I read it a lot, and I will read it to you today.
Back to our PowerPoint. Just this year, we brought augmented reality. This was part of our science night. Oops. There we go. Oops. We've done the snap cubes in our middle school. This was I think this one will play because it's a short one. Oh, no, it won't. They also did a video on the moon phases, a stop motion video on moon phases. Oops. Hmm? Oh, okay. There we go. Ugh, did it again. It went backwards though. Okay. Technology is just a tool in terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them The teacher is the most important. This is by Bill Gates. We could not have done this without our teachers. So we have some Apple analytics. The first year, we only had about 70% of our teachers Apple certified. Our teachers wanted to learn more about bringing in real world lessons, but only 20% of them felt that they had the tools to do that, the knowledge and the tools. Over the year, having practiced and having our position go in and help teachers incorporate technology, our scores went up a little bit. And this year, the beginning of this year, we had 78% of our teachers Apple certified. They still wanted to know how to bring in real world lessons, but we had an increase of 30% of them feeling that they were prepared to do this. And the frequency of the type of instruction, those key elements being in instruction, such as critical thinking and the real world experiences and collaboration, that increased over the year. So where are we going to go from here? We know that our strengths are at 78% Apple Teacher Certified. We know that teachers and students are exploring the use of technology in classrooms, and we've incorporated the use of technology into our community and family events. Our weaknesses and our opportunities. Our weaknesses are we still have a mixed buy-in on the use of technology in some classrooms. Some teachers use it consistently, some there's always the students aren't doing what they're supposed to do, or I don't know how to do this. So we still have that a little bit. We also have what the world and all educators are going through right now, absenteeism for both students and teachers. But we have an opportunity too. And our goal is to become 100% Apple Teacher Certified and to become an Apple Distinguished School. George Couros, technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. He wrote a book called Because of a Teacher, and it's stories of the past that inspire the future. We hope that our story, our journey, will inspire our students, our community, and your future.
Thank you for attending. We are going to, we tried to leave an opportunity for questions if you have any questions. And we'll leave our contact information up so that you can, if you had a question later on or wanted to reach out to us, here's our contact information. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and we have an email set up if you ever had any questions. We thank you for taking the time out to spend this hour with us as we share our story and what the good things are going on at Lake Taylor School. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, and we hope you have a good rest of the week.